Hi, welcome back to my eBay workbench here. We had a pretty good sales day today, 7 sales. Right now adds up to about $211, something like that. Of course, that number will drop once we subtract the shipping costs, and we're going to get those 7 orders packaged up today here pretty soon. But first, I'm going to talk about some returns and refunds that I've been dealing with. So it's been a very slow period here for the last couple of weeks on eBay, and things have just started picking up again. I did a good sales day yesterday, a good sales day the day before that, and then it's Friday morning, so we're going to be looking at Thursday's sales today. I usually don't work on Fridays, so that gives me a chance to pack in the morning and get things out to the post office without having to request a porch pickup from my carrier. So anyway, I just as things are starting to go well again, making over $100 days as compared to $10 and $6 and $20 days, which I've been having for the last couple of weeks, I started getting these return requests. One of them was a pair of sunglasses that I shipped out, not realizing that they were prescription sunglasses. So that's totally on my fault. I just refunded the buyer and asked them to keep those glasses, and maybe they can get new lenses put in. The second one was a toner cartridge that exploded during shipping. And so that was kind of a big hit. That was about an $80 to $90 sale that I had to refund. I am asking the USPS to refund me that. We'll see if that insurance pulls through. I've never had one of these damaged shipping insurance claims, so I'm not sure how it's going to work out. I'm not counting on it, but if I get it, I'll be happy. And then yesterday, I sold a pair of inline skates. For someone sent me an offer for $80. I had them listed for $100, but I got them for free, so I was happy to take $80. And then they immediately canceled that order. Or maybe after 20 minutes, they canceled the order. They were the wrong size. They got confused by the name of the skates and the size of the skates. So that order got canceled, which was a disappointment. And then shortly after that, I got a refund request for a set of ceramic bowls, vintage bowls, Franciscan bowls that are really cool, but I've had them for at least 2 years in my shop and they have not sold. So I was very excited to get them out of here. This was a good sale for me. They were about $48 for 4 bowls. So not a huge profit, but not bad either. And then the reason that they wanted to return them was that they just don't need them anymore, which is a questionable return, but I do have 30-day free returns. So I'm beholden to take these bowls back or to refund them their money. So I was thinking that maybe this buyer doesn't fully understand the ramifications of a return like this, because if someone sends a return, if someone wants to return something and it's something that I did wrong, so it's considered an item not as described issue, then I have to refund them 100% of their whatever they paid. So that would include the item cost that they paid, and as well as the shipping that they paid to get it to them. If the reason they're returning something is considered buyer's remorse, so that could be for clothes that don't fit, or I just don't like it, or I just don't need it anymore, then eBay allows you to keep the original shipping. So my policy is basically, if it's my fault, I'm paying them everything back. If it's their fault, then I'm keeping that shipping. So I was thinking maybe I should message this buyer and explain that right off the bat, you're going to lose $11 because I'm going to keep that shipping cost. And then I was also considering saying, these are also fragile items, and if they are returned, if they arrive damaged, then eBay allows me to keep 50% of that sales price. So that would be another maybe $18 or $19. So I just was thinking I should explain the risk of sending these items back. Before I did that, I went onto a Facebook group that is populated with resellers and just explained that situation that I was thinking about sending this message. And almost all of the responses were advising me to not do that, which I was kind of on the fence about it anyway. They're saying, you're just going to have an unhappy buyer if you do this. Is it really worth it to provide poor customer service? Things started to get off the rails on that post where people started calling me names and telling me that I should delete my eBay account and I shouldn't be selling on eBay if I can't take a return. Like, I'm happy to take this return. I'm just not convinced that this buyer knows the ramifications of sending this item back, that they're going to lose money on this deal one way or the other. It might be better for them to just keep these bulls and I won't have to take them back. So I ended up deleting that account, that Facebook post, because it was like, I mean, literally people calling me swear words, which I was very surprised about, because this group is typically pretty welcoming and friendly. So I was very surprised at the responses that I received. So anyway, I did just go ahead and send her the shipping label, and if she sends them back, I will just give her her money back. I will deduct the cost of the shipping and move on. If they come back broken, then I'm going to deduct that 50% as well. So I don't want to lose any money on this deal if I can, just because somebody borrowed some bowls from me for 2 weeks and then decided that I should pay to send them back. I know it's the business and these are the costs of doing business, but that doesn't mean it's right. So if you have any thoughts about that, feel free to leave them in the comments. I was surprised, to say the least, by the reaction that I received on that question, because it's just a simple question, and it was also just a theoretical question. So anyway, let me know what you think about that. If it's anything that you've experienced, please let me know. Otherwise, we're going to get going on packing these 7 items, and we're going to do it right about now. Okay, I've got the eBay app open here. You can see there's 7 paid items ready to ship, so we'll check those out and we're going to grab them. And then as we go along, I'll tell you a little bit about where I got these items, how much I paid for them, how much they sold for. And then at the very end of the video, we'll purchase shipping labels and see exactly how much profit we made on each item, as well as total for the day on Thursday. So right here we have, this is a manga book, LR5B. Somebody sent me a question about this the other day, asking where it was printed, and I was questioning whether I should bother responding, because those kind of questions usually don't result in sales. But I went ahead and answered it. I even took a picture of the page showing that it was printed in Canada, and it took maybe 3 or 4 days, but somebody bought it. I'm assuming it's the same person. Okay, right here we're going to N2C, which is this little corner. N2C. Right here, these are some weird exercise stuff. I'll figure out what it is when I'm packing it, tell you more about it. Next up, W4C. These are the locations in my inventory system. W4C is a box over here. I feel like I have a pretty easy to understand system. If there was ever a reason why I couldn't ship out orders, maybe I could get somebody to come in and help me get things out, and they would be able to find stuff pretty easily. Maybe not. I don't know. Most of the codes I use are based on the room that it's in, and we have a little apartment here in our basement. So some of the code for these locations are like BR5, which stands for bedroom, and LR, living room, K for kitchen. W5A, this one is just called W, and I think I was thinking of the word wall. I'm not sure. This is a cool clock. I'm glad to have sold this. Okay, what's next? This is, so BR5A, this is a book. BR5. Why would I have A? BR5. This might actually be LR5 and I put the wrong I put the wrong letter. That's going to be exactly what it is. I have 2 Outlander books down here. I got to make sure I get the right one. This one is called Dragonfly and Amber. There it is. I'm going to push this over so I know I've got more room for storing stuff down here. Okay, my basket's getting full, so I'm going to bring this back to the bench. And see what's the next thing. Okay, we just have 2 things left. W5A, I might have just been in. I don't remember for sure, but I think I was. This is a tarot card set. The Goddess tarot cards. These are brand new. They didn't sell for very well for brand new ones. Make sure that's the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. I have a bunch of these tarot card sets, so I don't want to screw those up. Okay, H3 right behind us. And this H was supposed to be for hall, because this is sort of the hallway down here. And this is a tie. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's see how quickly we can get these things packed. I figured I was working on that giant golf club bag last night, and I knew it took me a long time to pack to create this box and everything, but I wasn't sure how long it was. So I put a little timer on the video, and it counts down, and it took me over half an hour, which, like I said earlier, maybe I said earlier, is not a good use of time. Okay, we're going to start right at the top here and go through these in order. This is a Vineyard Vines tie. It has a mint julep on it, and it's something to do with the Kentucky Derby. I didn't really know that Vineyard Vines was I wouldn't say it's a high-end brand, but it sells well. I thought it was just like a Target brand. So I found this tie at the local thrift store. It's connected to like a retirement home, and I go there pretty much every other Thursday to see what kind of new inventory they've put out on the shelf. And I got this tie there when? February 6th. Today is March, what is it? March 28th. So less than 2 months took to sell this. And I have offers. I have best offer turned on in pretty much all of my listings. But I also have minimums turned on. So if you send me an offer that is way too low, it's going to just automatically get rejected, and I don't have to be looking at them and dealing with them. And you get a lot of those as an eBay seller. If you have offers on, it's surprising the amount that people will offer you. If you have something that's, let's say it's $60, you get offered for $5. It's just a waste of everyone's time. And this one, I got a message about the other day, a buyer saying, I've sent 4 offers and they keep getting rejected, ? And I didn't really know how to respond to that, because the response really is, you're just not offering enough. And so I looked at the offer history. This tie was listed for, I think it was listed for $39.99. And then they were offering $16, $17, $18, and $19, which, I mean, less than half is already too low. Less than half, way too low. So of course those offers were getting rejected. eBay only allows you as a buyer to send 5 offers. This is going to a WK. They allow you to send 5 offers, and then I don't really know what happens after that, but they allow you to send 5 offers. I know that. Then that's designed to keep people from doing exactly what this guy was doing, just working his way up the scale until he finds an offer that's accepted. So I didn't even respond to his message. I was just like, I didn't know what to say, except you're just not offering enough money. And a lot of times you get questions saying, what's the lowest you'll take on this item? And that's not a good question either. I'm not in the business of undercutting myself. I have a price on there. Obviously, that's the price that I want. Then I have a lowest price that they'd be willing to take. And it's up to you as a buyer to figure out what that number is, not for me to tell it to you. Because I might be, like, right now I'm in a frame of mind to sell everything. If somebody sends me at all a reasonable offer, I'm going to probably take it. But if sales start really picking up and I don't need that sale, I might hold out for my original asking price. So I don't want to just auto accept every offer at all times. So anyway, a few days later, this person sent me a $35 offer, which was above my minimum, and I accepted that offer and sold it. Okay, so this is tarot. These are Goddess Tarot Deck cards by Chris Waldhair. They're brand new sealed. I'm sure these were on a sale, so it only sold for $12.59. I always look at tarot cards if I'm in the store and I see them. It's not uncommon for there to be really a lot. At one, you go to the thrift store and there's maybe 35, one person who collected them or something got rid of them. This is 13 ounces. And so sometimes I look them all up. Sometimes I think there's going to be a couple in here that are worth buying. Maybe I don't want to spend the time in the store researching every single one of them, and I'll just buy the whole lot of them because I know I'm going to get my money back on a couple of them. Somehow, some of these cards, even though they all look generally the same, some of them might be worth $60, $70, $100, and some of them are worth $15. So I paid $3.35 for these exactly 1 year ago, and I sold them for $12.59. So they probably were $15.99 with a 20% off offer. So they're also paying shipping on this, so we won't lose money on that, but we won't make a lot of money. Okay, next is this Diana Gabaldon. Is this the second book in the Outlander series? I'm not really sure, but it's a first edition, but not a first printing. So it's not really worth a huge amount of money, but it's okay. I mean, I sold it for $30.09. This is on a 30% sale. All the books, mostly all the books in my shop are on sale right now, 30% until the end of the month, because that bookshelf in the bedroom is pretty full and I want to clear off some space. So this one I paid $2.27 for at Unique thrift store, and I sold it for, what did I say, $30 plus shipping. Let's find a box for that. For $30, I'm going to use a brand new box. It should fit in here, I think. If it doesn't, let me grab one of these two. This box is a little tall, and it's good enough. I might resize it to lower the height a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to have to fill this whole thing with paper. I don't really want to waste that paper. And I just wasted a piece of tape by wrapping it around my finger. I usually use this tape gun up here with cheaper 2-inch tape to tack down the flaps before I use the bigger, higher quality 3-inch tape. But that tape gun ran out last night and I didn't refill it, and I don't want to do it right now. I'm trying to get this packaging done ASAP. I've got to get to the post office. I have some auction wins I need to go pick up for some more inventory. Nothing incredible, but a lot closer than what I've been having to travel on these auction winning adventures. This guy's just about, I don't know, maybe 8 minutes away from here. I purchased from him before. Some stuff I sold already. There was a watch. I'm going to put bubble wrap on this. I bought 9 or 10 items from that guy on a previous auction. His name is John. And then when I went to pick them up, some car floor mats, some stereo equipment. When I went to pick that up, he couldn't find everything in his garage, so he just started giving me things to kind of make up for the inconvenience. Which, I mean, honestly, it wasn't that inconvenient. But yeah, he gave me that sound bar that I sold last week that I still don't see a tracking. I don't see a scan at the post office on that. That was something that was picked up off my porch last Monday, and today's Friday. So when I go to the post office today, I'm going to ask them if they can look around and see if that box has just been misplaced somewhere. It's it's a long, skinny box, a sound bar for your TV. It's probably like 35 or 40 inches long. So it seems like it could have been something that was like awkward for them, so they set it aside and it's just still sitting aside. I haven't had much luck. I haven't had that many items just never get scanned, but when that has happened, I haven't had good luck getting those items found. I just had to refund the buyer and lose that money. And I know a lot of people will say you just need to go to the post office and wait in line and get all of your items scanned. And I guess that is the ideal situation, but it's not always possible. And time is money, so you got to kind of weigh the value of these items. Is this going to be, if I lose this, if I have to refund it, is that worth more? Is that going to cost me more than the time I have to spend standing in line at the post office? Driving to the post office, there's gas and mileage involved. So I take the risk by asking my carrier to pick up packages. And I mean, it definitely is a risk that they won't get scanned, but hasn't happened in quite a long time until this one. This one is only maybe I made $30 on it. So, but since the guy gave it to me for free, I actually won't be losing any money. I'll just be losing potential money, if you know what I mean. So I'll go there today. I'm going to try to, since I've been making these videos, I'm going to try to grab a screenshot of that package and show it to the manager there. She's always very friendly, asking me how my business is going, and seems to be interested in what's happening. So she's been helpful before, and I hope she will be there today to help me out again. Okay, Dragonfly is the name of this book. It's gonna weigh over 2 pounds, over 3 pounds. I was trying to cut those flaps off to get it under 3, but it's 3.1. There's no way I'm gonna lose 2 ounces by cutting any more of this cardboard off. And how big is this box? 11 by 9 by 4. And it's going to BC in California. I hope that she enjoys that book. Okay, put this away. Okay, next is this clock. It says dancing clock, and it has no brand name or anything on it. But I sold a similar clock like this. Similar to this, but not quite the same, but probably made in the same factory. This is like probably early 90s design. Let's see if I can show you. It has this pendulum that it's called a dancing clock, and this thing wiggles all around while the clock is ticking. So I had another one, like I said, I got at a garage sale. It was very different than this, but in the same vein, the same kind of time period. This like slightly sort of Memphis style design. Memphis design style, if you know anything about that. Anyway, I got that one for $1 at a yard sale, and there was another one listed that was similar but not sold, and there was no sales history of it. And that one that was listed, they had it, I think, for $2,000 or $1,500 or something like that. And I didn't think that was worth that. I mean, it has no brand name, has nothing to even draw somebody to find it. You know, how somebody's searching for something that doesn't have an actual name on it. You're just calling it Memphis style clock, 1990s. Let's see, what words did I use? Memphis design style dancing clock, 1980s, 1990s, vintage retro, new in box. So these are the keywords I put in my title. I picked this up last month in February on the 7th, so less than 2 months on this too. And I sold this one for $45.99. That other clock, the person was trying to sell theirs for over $1,000, maybe $2,000 if I remember right. I think I sold it for about $50, so similar to this one. $45.99 plus shipping. How much did I pay for it? $250. So I'd say that's a pretty good turnaround. $2.50 into $45. Years ago, when I used to do eBay, I pretty much made custom boxes for every single order I shipped out. This would have been in 1999 to maybe 2004. I was pretty heavily into it, and then I took a long break for, I don't really know why I did. Because my wife and I lived in Maine, in Portland, Maine, just for 1 year. And that entire time I was searching for a job and there was just no job openings. I think they had about 30% unemployment there at the time, which is outrageous. Anyway, it didn't cross my mind until years later that I could have been doing this exact same business out there. And I probably could have made a pretty good living. At least I would have been making some money. I mean, when we came home here from there, we had absolutely $0. We spent everything we owned on the U-Haul to bring stuff home. Okay, this is already pretty much packed, so that's good. This is a bunch of Pokemon cards. These are Halloween themed ones, and they're all sealed in the pack. I think these were probably intended to be given out as trick-or-treat prizes. What's the year on these? Oh, let's look at the package. It says, the title on this one says, Pokemon TCG Trick or Treat 100 plus unopened booster packs, Halloween opening pulls. So maybe they don't have a year printed on them. Otherwise, I surely would have put that in the title. I don't want to mess these up. 1995 to 2023. So they're not, they're at least from 2023, not too old. I got these at a yard sale last summer. I think it was maybe in September. Let's find out. August. So it was getting close enough to Halloween time that you might be thinking about getting ready to have stuff to give out to trick-or-treaters. I'm no expert on Pokemon stuff. I really don't know anything about it. And it seems too convoluted to learn. Every time I've bought Pokemon cards, I've sat on them for a long time. So I don't know how to figure out which ones are valuable and which ones are not. But I know people like to open these kind of things on camera, these sealed packages, and I thought maybe these would be valuable to someone. This was in August, so it's not a huge amount of time. August, September, October, November. So it's about 7 months to sell these. I think she had them listed, or she was asking like 50 cents a pack. And then I just asked her how much she would take for the whole box. And I don't know if there's 105 or 106. I put 100 and plus, 100 plus, maybe it's in the description. Oh, this is international shipping. Let's see more item specifics. Let's see. Let's see what I wrote in here. Okay. 102 packs. So there were 102. She said $10. So that's what I paid her for them. This again was something that was on a sale event in my shop right now. So I got $38.80. That's a 20% off sale. So yeah, these are going internationally, it looks like, which I'm happy to see that. I'm writing Pokemon on here. I like these small boxes. This box is 6 by 5 by 5. And how much does it weigh? 1 pound, 9 ounces. I'm going to write EIS on here, and I might as well put DP, the buyer's initials, just in case I have another international shipping box here. It's going to Israel. Huh, that's interesting. That's probably my first sale to Israel. So I'm trying to keep these in order as I package them, so it's easier when I put the labels on. When you have 7 or maybe even 10, it's easy to keep them in order, but once you get more than that, it gets a little bit more complicated. All right, this is called Monkey Feet. Monkey Feet by Animal House Fitness. It's some kind of a device. It's all wrapped up in here, and you can't really see anything from looking at it anyway, but it's something for you to strap to your foot, your ankle, and then you can put dumbbell weights. You can attach dumbbells to this device. I don't know if you can see this picture. It's to do leg lifts or something. I'm going to find a good box for that. This box would be good, but it's a little too big. Let's see, will it fit in here? Maybe I will go with that box. This one's going to be too small. Will it be too small? I'll use this someday if I don't use it today, so I'm going to go ahead and put it together. And then see if this fits. Well, it kind of fits, but I'm gonna choose this one instead. Or I could look around and see if I have something else. This is the argument for purchasing all your boxes instead of using recycled ones. So just the amount of time that you spend. That one's way too big. That one's too big. We'll just use this. It's fine. So this is going to need a lot of padding, but I do have those air bubbles I'll use. Okay, I got this not too long ago. Again, February. This is the 15th, so less than a month on this one. We're just over a month. I paid $10 for this at a Wings resale shop. I don't really know what Wings is about. It's something to do with women's services, or maybe domestic abuse fund. I can't remember for sure. I'm not sure where these came from. They always seem to pop up, and it's not my favorite packing material. You'll see very often, as you're going along here, this one's full, much empty. So it makes me feel like they're not guaranteed to stay filled with air during shipping. But I'm going to put some paper in there as well. I have this little piece of paper I pulled out of something I should use. This box has been pretty heavily used before, so I'm going to be a little more generous with the tape on it than I might on another box. But we won't go wild. I'm going to definitely do the bottom. I don't trust tape that's already been shipped once, especially that paper tape that Amazon uses. Okay, if I can get this off, I will. A lot of times these small labels peel right off. This one took some of the cardboard, so it wasn't too loose, but it's off now. Okay, so I'm gonna put, I don't do this that much, but I'm gonna put these on here because this box feels a little looser than I would like. Looser than I would like. Okay. That's number 6. I'm going to cover this right now with... I accidentally got these some almost square labels that I don't have any use for at all. They won't. I can't print shipping labels on those. So I'm going to start using these to cover up things that need to be covered up. Okay, this is a monkey something. I forgot what it was called already. Monkey feet? Yeah. And it weighs, it's pretty light. 3 pounds, 4 ounces. Feels light anyway. It's 15 by 12 by 8. And it's going to BD in Indiana. That's close by. It shouldn't be too expensive. Okay, final thing here is this manga book, Spy X Family, Spy Times Family. This is an English language one. I've got a bunch, maybe 30 or 40 manga books. At the Salvation Army, and they're all like brand new condition. They don't seem like any of them were ever read. I can't remember what the deal was, if they had like 50-cent price tags or 99-cent price tags. I remember thinking this is probably not a perfect buy, a little more expensive than I'm gonna get a return on. But I went ahead with them anyway, just because I think they're kind of cool, and I know there are people who are into them. There were a lot of series all together, so you could sell them as one lot. This only sold for, I can't remember, 11. I'll have to look at the phone. $10.79, so $11. Probably shouldn't bother with this bubble wrap, but there is going to be a lot of extra void in this box. Anyway, I got all of these. I brought them to the cash register. I also got a bunch of series of Unfortunate Events books at that same purchase, in that same sale. And the cashier was a younger woman. She started talking to me about the series of Unfortunate Events, that they were good books when she was a kid or whatever. And she finished the transaction. I paid and went home. And when I got home and I started sorting through what she had given me or what I had gotten, I realized that she had only charged me. She didn't charge me for maybe like half of these books. So I don't know if she was getting distracted by talking to me about Lemony Snicket, or if she chose to give me a discount because I was buying books that she thought were cool. I don't really know. But I ended up only paying 85 cents a piece for these books, which they don't sell anything at most thrift stores for, I mean, I don't know if they sell much even for 99 cents, but they don't sell anything for less than that. I think if you're very lucky, you might find something for 49 cents, but I don't think that's very common anymore. Certainly not at Goodwill, certainly not at Salvation Army. So 85 cents is a strange price. I would not have expected to see a price like that unless something went wrong. So whether she accidentally undercharged me or purposely undercharged me, that's what happened. I didn't realize it until I got home, so I'm not sure what I would have done if I had noticed it in person. Okay, Spy X. This is gonna be only 12 ounces, which is good. 10 by 7 by 3. And the buyer is LD. Let's get these labels printed. I'll pull this over here, and this over here, and this here. Okay, ready to print some labels. Get this computer up and running. I'm still all set up from the last time I bought labels here yesterday. And we have 7 items to pay. Go to the notification bell. Paid, ship now. Let's get our spreadsheet up so we can put the numbers directly into it. The numbers that we're paying for these labels. So let's start with this one. Spy times family. Spy X family? I'm not sure. So today we'll start at the bottom of the list. This was 12 ounces and it was 10 by 7 by 3. Medium mail on that is $4.63. Ground Advantage is $1 more, so we'll stick with the medium mail in this case. And let's see, that book earned us $8.13. Okay, next up, Monkey Feet, 3 pounds, 4 ounces. This box is 15, shoot. 3 pounds, 4 ounces, 15 by 12 by 8. Ground Advantage is $7.47. The buyer paid $7.65. So about 20 cents less, 20 cents more. So that weird monkey foot thing earned $41.44. Next up, these Pokemon. This is going close by to Glendale Heights and then on to, what did I say? Israel. 1 pound, 9 ounces, 6 by 5 by 5. Ground Advantage, $6.03. That's surprising for how close it is. Glendale Heights is only 10 to 15 miles from here. Okay, clock. 1 pound, 5 ounces. This box is 11 by 13 by 5. And where's this going? Honolulu. Ooh. 1085. I thought they were making, they were going to start including Hawaii and Alaska and maybe Puerto Rico into the international shipping program, but maybe they haven't done that yet. Okay, that clock earned $35.97. Next up, going the wrong direction. Dragonfly, this is the Outlander book, 3 pounds, 1 ounce. Books are heavy. 11 by 9 by 4. Okay, medium mail says $6.88. Ground Advantage, $11. Phew. Did I put this in right? 11 by 9 by 4. 3 pounds, 1 ounce. That's expensive. Where's this going? California. $6.88. Southern California is as far away from me as you can get and still be in the contiguous United States. I used to think it was like Washington State or Oregon or something like that, but I actually did the research and found out that it is San Jose, something like that. This is a tarot deck, 13 ounces, 6 by 5 by 5. Apparently it's allowing me to do this medium mail, $4.63 versus $6.50 for Ground Advantage. We're going to go with the medium mail, Portland, Oregon. So this is where I used to, if I was doing maximum postage estimations, I would use Portland, Oregon or Seattle, Washington. Okay, now we're on to this tie, which is only 4 ounces, 6 by 5 by 5, and it's going to Kentucky. That's very close. $3.98. It's rare to get below $4. $3.98. This tie earned us $28.22. So today, after all fees, after all shipping, after everything, we earned $165.35. So that's for Thursday sales. Today's Friday. So hopefully we'll get similar sales today, but it's already noon and we haven't gotten any, so that's not promising. Okay, that's it. We're all done for today. Oh no, we gotta print these labels. And I accidentally closed that. Oh no. Since I accidentally went off that page before reviewing the purchase, it reset all these fields. So I'm gonna pause this video while I reset everything back in here, and then we'll come back and print the labels. Okay, that only took a minute. And we are going to purchase the labels now and then print them and then get them on the boxes and get out of here. This is the most frustrating part. Sometimes eBay just goes so slow during this portion. I think that right now they are having issues with their connection to USPS and something to do with purchasing extra insurance. Okay, which way are we going? LD, yes. LD, thank you for the purchase. BD, thank you for buying these monkey feet. I hope you get swole. EIS, I hope you find some, I don't know what they call it, some good, rare Pokemon cards in there. Oh, get out of my way. Clock, dancing clock. Thank you. SMH. BC, thank you. Enjoy the book. Please get these closer to me. Tarot cards. Thank you. KR. And then finally this tie. I'm glad we got to a price we were all happy with. WK. Okay, great. So if we have some good sales today, we'll be back tomorrow with another packing video, and hopefully we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.